Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 25th of April. So before I get on and look at the markets themselves, a quick look at the news coming out today. Now press the right buttons. There we go. This is what I'm going to do. So news coming out today then. It's not a great deal here. We got the Italian bank holiday, so that's just Italy there. We've got US consumer confidence this afternoon, so it's really this afternoon that we've got news driving anything here at all. Manufacturing index might get a bit more of a blip with things. New home sales have been, people are paying more attention to them with higher interest rates, because if that starts slowing up, it's a sign that the economy from the consumer side will slow up. So we'll watch that to a degree, but it is at 3 p.m. Now before then, if I can click on here and it loads up in time for me, there we go. We do have a number of speakers again today. Yesterday's speakers didn't have a lot of effect, yeah, it's or what effect they did have, maybe just saw the dollar being sold there really. Okay, so yeah, Bank of England broadband speaking, etc. I should watch out for these. UK's business optimism. Well, I don't think that will come out this week, a month. Okay, so there's the news. Considering the German finance minister speaks, they can create some volatility, but not the greatest. Right, let's get on and look at these markets, starting off with the euro dollar. And we've seen this morning, I should say, it's running back up to test its prior highs there. It's pulled off at the moment, just seeing it coming back. It didn't quite get up to the highs. It's kind of slightly short, but not surprised. It's pulled off a little bit already from a weekly perspective through its R1 and into its R2, having kissed it and come off its weekly pivot there initially. Today, if we get a decent, we've got a flag appearing. If this sort of switches round, it could be on for its daily R1. It's a reasonable distance above, not massively, but if it hits that R1 before hitting the pivot, got a better chance of the R2 being hit. So there are some targets up there if it does get a bit of a wiggle on. And switch around. Now if it comes, there's always the high probability of it coming back to the pivot, I should say, but to trade against a bigger direction isn't really where I want to be. So as much as the probability of that's good, it might be one of those 25% days where it doesn't, so I'll leave it and look at what happens if it does come down there, because if I can see a bounce forming, then again it may be an opportunity. The pound has come out first and look, it hasn't quite got up to its previous tops. I mean, it's at least closed above my sort of pivotal line here, which has been a bit of a bugbear for it. I mean, it's been running to the upside, going to the underside, and dancing around it for last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks here, plus the prior highs there. So it's quite a key level. Now this, you see the 4 hours here just running into the weekly R1, and again it's a bit flaggy looking. It depends on the depth of this flag. Yeah, I mean, it could get away with a bounce back into the pivot. The previous a resistance zone is around that area. That might just give us an opportunity. Alternatively, again, if it starts turning around, it is into its 21 where it's sitting. If it does start turning around, maybe it's got a chance of pushing back up towards its R1 and beyond. US dollar yen, well, on the bigger scale of things, it didn't really do too much yesterday. It's still in this consolidated zone. No surprise when we're waiting for the new Bank of Japan governor to be speaking on Friday, so I don't expect big moves on this. I expect moves maybe, but more reacting to what the US dollar's doing than anything else. But for now, well, it's quite a mess there. I'll come away from it. Can't be tempted, shouldn't be tempted into currencies like that. It's a bit like this Aussie dollar really. Actually, the Aussie dollar selling off again a little bit today. Yesterday it really did barely anything, just chopped sideward. looking at the shorter time frames, we'll look, it's already come short. It's R1. It's which is round about its mid area between the two channels. Yeah, two lines there. It's the mid area. It's just looking at how it's feeding this channel. Now, has it got scope to roll back southbound? Of course, it's got a bit of potential there. Let's see what happens today. Dollar weakness helped it a bit yesterday, but we saw it running up. But initially, but selling off and looking softer. As we're seeing with the commodity currencies as a whole, the Canadian dollar yesterday pushed up. It didn't manage to break too far above its previous highs there. Chopping as we look at it at the moment, and yeah, pretty choppy. But again, we could get a break above these prior highs here at some stage. It has just softened up a little bit for now. Again, we've got central bank coming up, so I think it's either tomorrow or tomorrow I think it is, so maybe a slowing up there. Okay, let's just zip through on the hourlies here for a couple of other markets. The euro yen, well, I'll put it back onto the dailies. Why people still keep on piling in with their shorts on this, I do not know. Sellers beware, I think is the term here. It keeps on, I've been saying it for weeks. If you look, it's one of the most shorted pairings going, and yet it's pushing and pushing, and there's fundamental reason why it's doing it, technical reasons, and yet traders are still trying to sell against it. It probably relief on Friday, only to see it push back up again yesterday. It's not in the sell mode. So there you go. Anyway, that's the euro yen. Euro Aussie, well, again, a breakout pairing. It started moving back into trend, didn't get back to the sort of levels I'd like to have seen it run back into this morning. So it's not got back there, it's gone without us. It could be pushing up again for the R2. Not a lot of target left there. If you're happy with a swing, it could be worth hanging into. Euro CAD on Aussie, just a reminder, the Aussie part of that, we've got news next Tuesday, I think it is. Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday. Euro CAD, tried to get into this yesterday. Look, I've still got my alert there. I was hoping it was going to just roll back to its to the pivot there, but it hasn't, and it's carried in pushing up. Could see yet another day of this. This is, as I say, the Canadian dollar's particularly weak at the moment. Just see what happens. This could push up into its if it runs into that R1 first, could be running up into the R3, so, R3, R2. Beg your pardon. Right, other pairings there's not a lot that are immediately ready to go here. We've got pivots untouched. Pound yen, just making double tops there. Aussie CAD, I was looking at this yesterday, and that doesn't look like it's a goer for me now at the moment. It might be yet. I was looking at this on the bigger time frames, looking to see if we can get the breakdown. It's sort of been a bit of a rangy pair. A break of these lows is a potential swing. It's good. It's put a lower potential. When we get these lows broken, there'll be two lower highs sitting there straight away, so it needs to get beyond its 34 now as well. But the alerts there looking for that short side to see if it'll just track back. If you're looking at the bigger time frame, it was running beautifully down here, and this is what I was just looking to see if I can get on. So that's the Aussie CAD. So a few things to look at there. Also New Zealand I had highlighted here as well, but it's gone beyond a joke, as my mum would have said. It's rolled over. I was looking to see if we could get into. I mean, it's been moving so cleanly and nicely there, nice flag. But yesterday didn't. It rang my bell, but it didn't give me a trade. So there we go. Just walked out a bit sideways and rolled over again. Okay, so there are a couple of things there. As I say, that Aussie CAD still got some potential, and one or two others. Right, that's the Forex markets. Morning in for flow morning. Said morning there. the indices. Let's have a quick look at crude. Bigger picture here, because I mentioned the gap. Look again, it caught a bounce over the last couple of days, but I still expect that's got some scope. Be interested to see how it comes off, if it comes off the pivot. It comes back above that pivot, well, perhaps the gap fill will be done for now, but it's hanging in around there, not setting up anything too cleanly at the moment, but we'll see how it develops there. It's got its daily pivot below. Yep, so we'll look at what we can do with that maybe later this afternoon. Okay, the gold price is, excuse me, my son just needs money. He's looking at me as if to say, a hug won't do today, Dad, I want money. There we go. He's gone now. That's it. That's all I see of him. Right, CSO 300, let's put it into a dailies there, continue to sell off here. Still weak markets at the moment. The Nikkei did manage to close higher than it opened, but still quite bearish looking feed here. Now, depending on what happens later in the week here, we could see the first sort of shift in the Nikkei, driven by the Bank of Japan soon. We'll see. Nifty 50 caught the bounce then. It looked like it was rolling over, caught the bounce yesterday, and well, as I keep on pointing out, the 17.865 area is the point I'd be happier to be looking at as a buyer. Quick look at the Aussie 200, nice bull flag there, but well, again, needs to do something a bit smarter than that. You can see the inverted sort of head and shoulder pattern. The waves down here this way, pushing back up now. Has it got the legs to get a bit more momentum from that? S&Ps then continue to be in consolidation zone. Dow Jones consolidation zone. Nasdaq consolidation zone. Nothing really moving there. DAX has been moving a little bit more, believe it or not, although it's pretty much in the consolidation zone. It has had some half decent-ish moves coming through on the short time frames. It did eventually push up yesterday. Didn't get up to its R1 though, came short of the R1. The R1's quite a way away, but today just got into prior highs. Prior highs sometimes trump the pivot, so looking at this on a Forex pair that we traded yesterday, sometimes you just get it doesn't get up there. I mean, we've got all these highs in this selling zone previously. You've just got to be careful. Where it's sitting at the moment, well, it looks a bit, it's put lower highs in here, looks a bit soft for the day ahead at the moment. FTSE has come out again, consolidation around those highs, just struggling to do anything too much. Needs something to do. It's flatlining. Anyway, on that happy note, I'm going to wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now. See you, YouTubers. There you go. Right.